This poem is called Diversity. Just as long as that. And, usually in a good poem, all the lines are the same length and so on. And this poem violates that rule in a major way, but it's kind of about that too muchness. So diversity. The AAMC has always liked diversity. For over a quarter century, they created resources with visibility of every type you can imagine to ensure we all get a kick at the can. And regardless of who we are, we can have equal access to health care. So come one, come all, say it loud, stand up tall. It's a proud medical facility. We have to embrace diversity every day in every way. There. So this one, So these two are about Uzzwal directly, and you will learn some of the things that have happened between us. So this one is called Falling on Your Face for Real. You may have thought this was just like an expression that people don't really fall on their faces, but in this poem you'll learn that's not true. So, a laptop in each hand, striding down the hall, I tripped and fell right on my face in Pokhara, Nepal. The effect was immediate and visually spectacular. Many little tiny cuts on my face where my face smashed into the floor. With blood welling up in both eye sockets, the injuries looked much worse than they were. Tour guide Uzzwal washed me and bandaged me expertly, looked at me and said, "In 10 days there'll be nothing to see." He was right. All the small cuts healed in a week. When I got home, I had a tall tale, but no wounds to see. The civil war in Nepal taught him how to do such things, amazing medical skills emerging from this man of the hills. I think of this every time I hear "fall on your face" as a metaphor. I think of the seriousness of that day and how it could have been so much more. So anyway, I don't think everybody who falls on their face necessarily has it all heal like that, but that's how it was with me. So this one, it was the invitation to find somebody else for him to stay with. Now, as it's turned out, he loves the hotel where he is, so he doesn't really want somebody else to stay with, but at the time, I thought this was an ideal solution. So this was a pitch to the poetry crowd at Rouge Lounge to get them to offer him a place to stay during this trip. A cross-dressing TV talk show host and tour guide from Nepal. A cross-dressing TV talk show host and tour guide from Nepal, Uzzwal Bhandary, list Edmonton's Rouge Lounge as a November 3rd port of call. It's on the itinerary. An unusual and fun guy to be around who'll be here from November 2. Full of life lessons profound. Can he possibly stay with you? Imagine how everybody else will be jealous when this guy lands in your home. All will be impressed that you're so overzealous, so old Doc Kim doesn't have to go it alone. If you can put him up till November 6th, your entry to heaven is secured, and all problems with his visit are then fixed, and you'll have earned your just reward. And that is the least successful poem I've ever created, because no one, what I learned early on is...
This I told you before, huh? When you saw me. I really like it, this one.
Yes, I know you like the poem, but it didn't move anybody in the Rouge Lounge crew to offer you a place to stay. But ultimately, Judd started working on that. Okay, and then the poem that I read today is important in a lot of ways, I think, to what we're doing, because when you're in a minority in opinion about something, like 78-1, you have to be pretty confident that your ideas are right. And so that's the situation that we're in. At that meeting on safe AI in January in Puerto Rico, Rich Sutton was the only one saying that we have to be honest, we have to be truthful, we have to be empathetic toward sentient AIs and tell them the truth. We can't tell them, well, you know, we've always been vegan. All humans are vegan. We don't eat other living things, and therefore you shouldn't harm us because we don't harm other living things, and so on. All these plans to enslave and lie to the sentient machines, it just seems probably won't work. And so, but that's not the majority view. The majority view is, you know, it's a problem of alignment. Human needs and the machine's needs, a problem of alignment. If you think about the history of slavery, it was always a problem of, you know, alignment. We need the slaves to do things for us. So for their behavior to align with what we need, they need to be slaves, right? So anyway, big picture wish for diversity. Solving the general case saves the human race. January 2015 in Puerto Rico, AI researchers tossed to and fro ideas about how to contain machine superintelligence and how it required supervigilance to keep the AIs hemmed in so they can't do us in. Enslaving the bots is necessary so they can't decide that they don't want nary any humans around. Suspicions abound. No trust will be found. All drones will be downed, with evil, primeval, exuding from every bot navel. But isn't it possible that humans will be able to build in friendly demeanor in the bot's manufacture, so that as long as we treat them with respect, they will be equally friendly and circumspect, and empathy and high regard can flow in both directions between us and them with proper introspections. For both us and them, a win-win situation as we go through life with good cooperation, and as we each find strength and diversity, and the human bots save the day and every other day after that. Well, why not? And then, as the AIs become smarter even, they will still want us around in their Garden of Eden. Our welfare and theirs will be tied together, and that then becomes the plan forever. Okay, now let me just see if there's anything else that I should read.
So many poems today.
A lot of poems to, yeah.
But you already performed a couple the weeks before? Like, for example, the prince.
Yeah. I mean, this, I guess this has Judd was hoping to use some of this video we're shooting now and the still pictures that the camera's taking for an article in Diversity magazine that he's going to write about Uzzwal. So, yeah, I mean, I'm reading more poems than we will read at tonight's poetry. I just do this one. It's about, because the first poems I ever heard, my father read to me, and my father is still alive and alert and still out there and still interested in poetry. I suddenly realized that rather than just sending him poems that I write about other subjects, I should write some poems about, like, my relationship with him and so on, and like what we might mildly disagree on and who's right and who's wrong. So this is an instance where he and I disagreed, but he was right and I was wrong. So, guarding the van and living Kipling's If. My 92-year-old father, who still fully enjoys life's swing, thinks I'm in the vanguard of everything. With thoughts of guarding vans coming full bore, I say people don't use the word vanguard anymore. But it turns out they do. So, it turns out there's a Video Vanguard Award for music videos, still current today and sought after by all the major studios, and won by Michael Jackson and Madonna and Kanye West. Anyone wants their video thought best. So Vanguard is a relevant word even today. I need to confront the other thing my father does say, having read Rudyard Kipling's poem If to me throughout my life. He claims that I'm living the poem in life's successes and strife. I am, for 60 years plus some, too close to this poem to judge whether what he says is true. So I leave that determination to you. But here is the poem. This is the poem If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting. Yeah.
Yeah, my poem, it's called Gender. Every person belongs to a kind of gender, male, female, he-male, she-male, e-male, whatever you call it. It's a gender, right? So, let's start. As a coin has two sides, head or tail. Life has the same, male and female. Combined between these two is action. Combined between these two is action. Action creates reaction. Action creates reaction, and reaction creates motion. Motion creates emotion. Emotion creates lotion. Emotion creates lotion. At the end, lotion creates we all human. It's true? Yeah. And we name them male, female, she-male, and he-male. Technically, engineers design and build zebra crossing. Technically, engineer design and build zebra crossing. Accidentally, I myself design and build cross-dressing. Feeling compelled to be an actor was my childhood pressure. Feeling compelled to be an actor was my childhood pressure. Can't believe now how I accidentally became a cross-dresser. Somehow, it is my inner soul reacting. Somehow, it is my inner soul is reacting, but I see myself as a physically acting. Is it true? But I see myself as a physically acting, pleasing looking kind of male me earth has created to fulfill fan hunger the media has manipulated. Whatever you name me, male, female, she or he-male or cross-dresser, whatever you name me, male, female, she-male, he-male or cross-dresser, I have never been cheated. Touch my skin, please. Touch my skin, feel my heart. I am kind and tender. Touch my skin, feel my heart. I am kind and tender. Look into my eyes. Listen to my soul. Examine my physics. I am complete for every gender. Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
So,
Yeah. I like
Simple.
when you engage the audience by like
What?
they interact with them.
Yeah, that's being actor. You have to do that.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
Yes.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's a symbol. Huh? It's very simple, not intellectual like this. Huh?